Every day brands die, not in a blaze of glory, but in silence, fading away under the weight of the exact mistake you're about to avoid. Founders, leaders, professionals, listen closely, because what's about to be said isn't just another theory or marketing fluff. It's a wake-up call for the survival of what you've built. Ignoring the shift shaping the future of marketing right now is not just risky, it's fatal. Imagine watching your brand lose relevance, your carefully crafted reputation slipping through your fingers, all because a critical truth was missed. The pain is real. The burning frustration of pouring time, resources, soul into marketing that no longer cuts through the noise. The gnawing fear that no matter how hard you hustle or innovate, something bigger is moving underneath the surface. And if you ignore it, your whole world shifts without you even realizing it. The market moves fast, attention shifts faster, and what worked yesterday now feels like a relic. The old playbooks are dead, but most entrepreneurs and leaders are stuck, trapped in comfortable routines, relying on tried methods that slowly suffocate their brand's future. Let's cut to the core. The marketing landscape is no longer about shouting louder or spending bigger. It's about aligning with what's raw, real, and ruthless about human connection today. And if your marketing isn't designed around this primal shift, your brand is already on life support. You can't just sell products or services anymore. People are smarter, more skeptical. They don't want ads. They reject noise. They want resonance. They want to be seen, understood, and transformed. If your content, your messaging, your whole approach doesn't tap into that deeper human truth, you won't survive. So what is this seismic change, this trend no one is talking about because it's too disruptive for comfort? It's this. Marketing now demands radical individualization paired with genuine community. Sounds simple? That's where everyone gets it wrong. It's not just about personalizing emails or slapping a customer's name on a newsletter. It's about creating authentic ecosystems where your brand acts as a catalyst for people's identities to thrive and connect, not just a seller trying to close a deal. The brands that win are those who don't just market at people, but invite them to become part of an experience, a movement even, where each individual feels seen and powerful, and together they build something larger, something alive. This is beyond tactics. It is a revolution disguised in subtlety. The brands clinging to generic audiences, broad targeting, and shallow engagement are like ships anchored in a storm. They will drown in irrelevance while others navigate the waves of this new reality seamlessly. Every founder and leader needs to ask, does my marketing honor the freedom and complexity of the people I want to serve? Or does it treat them as faceless data points, easy to manipulate, but impossible to inspire? Here's the brutal truth that almost no one wants to face. Your brand is either part of this future or it's already fading out, a ghost in the background no one remembers. The market no longer values scaled mediocrity. It worships rarity, authenticity, and movement, things earned through courage, vulnerability, and clarity. Are you brave enough to dismantle the marketing illusions you've believed? The ads designed to conform, the messaging built to please everyone but excite no one? It's painful, but necessary, because clinging to outdated tactics feeds exactly the mediocrity the world is drowning in. Now here's how to break free, how to build a brand that doesn't just survive, but commands loyalty and sparks revolution. First, embracing radical sovereignty in your marketing. That means no more pandering to every trend or chasing external validation. Own your voice unapologetically. Get crystal clear on what your brand stands for, not what you think is safe or marketable. Your authenticity becomes the signal that cuts through the noise. Authenticity backed with relentless conviction is your greatest leverage. Second, stop treating customers as cold data. Start building micro ecosystems within your audience, small tribes where your brand facilitates connection and transformation. This isn't about creating generic communities or empty groups. It's about curating spaces where people align deeply, feel empowered, and co-create identity around your brand. These ecosystems become magnets for loyalty because they tap into a human need as old as time, belonging without losing individuality. Everyone craves freedom but fears isolation. Your brand can break this paradox. Next, obsessively focus on long-term influence over short-term gains. The brutal truth is that marketing today rewards patience and persistence more than flash campaigns or instant virality. Building a movement takes time. It demands a commitment to nurturing relationships, to consistency and values, to walking the talk every day. Your brand is not a headline. It's a story unfolding with each interaction, each connection. Don't fall for the trap of quick wins that sacrifice depth. They're cheap thrills with no lasting power. Here's the kicker. No one talks about enough. The edge of marketing innovation isn't technology. It's radical human liberation. This means designing messages, experiences, and journeys that challenge your audience to think differently, to question norms, to unlearn limiting beliefs they hold about themselves and the world. Brands that do this become beacons for those restless few who refuse to settle, who seek transformation, not just in the products they buy, but in the lives they lead. This is a secret weapon, because when you help people become more than what they were yesterday, you create a bond that can't be replicated or bought. Markers of this trend are everywhere once you know where to look. Look at the rise of authentic storytelling, where vulnerability is weaponized, where brand founders share failures and doubts, not just triumphs. Look at exclusive memberships and invite-only circles, where scarcity and depth replace mass appeal. Look at the backlash against noise marketing. People turn off ads, block messages, but lean into brands that respect their intelligence and freedom. This isn't a fad, it's a realignment of how trust and influence form today. Ignore it, and you risk becoming invisible. Now, how do you start shifting your brand today? First, identify the core truth your brand must embody, not just on paper, but in every word, action, and story you share. Ask, what uncomfortable questions are you willing to raise? What status quo are you prepared to break? Your brand's message must disrupt the comfortable illusions your audience holds, because true growth begins where comfort ends. Then, design experiences that elevate the individual while binding them into something greater, a collective of pioneers, rebels, builders. Use content, events, and products not as ends, but as catalysts for transformation. Challenge your audience to take ownership, to step into agency, to break free from the roles others expect of them. This is your marketing becoming a movement, your brand becoming a cause, your customers becoming co-creators. One of the most overlooked levers is intense selectivity. Reject the temptation to market to everyone. Be deliberate, ruthless even, about who you serve. When you narrow your focus, your message sharpens, resonates deeper, and your brand becomes indispensable to those who matter most. This selectivity breeds loyalty and creates a network effect that connects brilliant individuals into something exponentially powerful. But don't just take this advice as theory. Real transformation happens through relentless execution paired with deep self-awareness. Commit to daily practices that question your assumptions, test your ideas, and refine your message. Engage your audience as partners, listen with intention, and evolve with courage. Marketing isn't a set-it-and-forget-it game anymore. It's an ongoing conversation where vulnerability equals value, where listening creates influence, where your brand's soul is the ultimate currency. Remember, the world wants to sell you comfort, predictability, rules, but your brand's future depends on breaking all of that. It takes bravery to stand apart when everyone else blends in. It demands patience to build when the quick fixes promise easy answers. And it requires obsession to connect on a human level so deep that your audience doesn't just shop, they believe in what you represent. If this feels like a challenge too big, that's exactly the point. Real change never comes from comfort zones or consensus. It's the few who dare to burn, to break, to remake who shape the future. Your marketing must be a reflection of this rebellion, a tool to unlock the untapped potential in your brand and your audience. Forget scaling noise. Commit to amplifying essence. Gather the rare, the restless, the radical, and together rewrite what marketing means. Your brand's survival and greatness hang on this pivot. This is where futures are made or broken. This moment, this choice. Either stay stuck in outdated illusions or evolve into something unstoppable. The truth is simple and brutal. Ignorance here isn't just a mistake, it's a slow death. And the rare few who see this, who act on it, will not only save their brands, they will set the course for what marketing, leadership, and business look like for decades to come. Don't let your brand be a ghost when the dust settles. Be the spark that lights the revolution, the marketing movement of the liberated, the sovereign, the transformative. It's not easy. Nothing this valuable ever is, but it's yours if you claim it. The question isn't if marketing is changing, it's will you change with it? Because in this moment, hesitation is the enemy of survival. This is your chance to shape a brand that doesn't just play the game, but fundamentally changes the rules. And when that happens, nothing is ever the same again.